Hi, welcome to Bonita's Kitchen and thank you for joining us. What I'm making today is a tasty autumn slab pie. There's only a few simple ingredients in this recipe, but it's ever so tasty. And of course, good any time of the year, but the reason it's called autumn is to get ready to use up those preserves that you're making. Either jam, jelly, your apple butter, apple sauce, you name it. And I'll tell you more as we go. So if this interests you, stick around and let's get started. What we're going to do first is make the pastry, and the pastry today is not my usual pastry I make with my with butter or margarine. This is made with pure lard, and it's a half a cup of that. I keep it in the fridge just to keep it a little cooler, and that would help with the flakiness. We got the 2 cups of all-purpose flour, so I'm gonna toss that into my mixer first. I got a full teaspoonful of sea salt, and you could use a table salt if you got that available. And I got the lard cut up in cubes, so this was just a half a cup. I'm going to put down my blender and the paddle and just mix it just until it crumbles. So as you can see, just until it starts to mix in through and be a little crumbled. This is 1 cup of cold water. I'm going to gradually put that in there. You can make this by hand. Of course, I usually do all my pastries and bread by hand, but I got this little helper that's going to help me here today. And just gradually pour that in and turn on your blender. So you're going to do that until it looks a little like this, just starting to come together but not formed into a ball as such. I will do that now afterwards. So just looking something like this. Now I'm going to put it out onto my countertop. Just going to dust my countertop here a little. So I'm going to pour all of this out and even the crumbs, because we're going to gradually mix this in through now with your hands, just till it all blends into a ball. And then after, when you get that done, I'm going to be putting it into some saran wrap, a clear wrap, and then put it in the fridge anywhere from 5 minutes onward, even if you made it the night before and it was in there, just till it got cold. And that's all you need to do there. After you've got it formed into somewhat of a ball, just put it into some clear wrap, pull it over, tighten it in, and then put it into your fridge, like you said, just until this starts to cool down the lard a little tiny bit, and it'll help with the flakiness. I'm going to take the one that I got in there and I'll show you what I'll do next. So this is the one that I had made in advance earlier today, and all I did was just put it in the fridge. So we're going to cut this one in half, because we're gonna need 2 slabs. We're going to need one anywhere from probably 10 by 13, I'm going to say, long ways. So I'll just roll it out just for you to see what I mean by that. After you got it rolled out, now it don't have to be square, just sort of this, I'm going to say, oblong shape. You could square it off if you want to get fancy, but you'll see what I mean when we start to go ahead with this recipe. So then what you need to do is roll your pastry into your roller like this, and then get a cookie sheet with a piece of parchment paper and put it down onto that and roll it out onto that. And that's all you need to do there. So after you've done that, of course, we're going to roll out the other piece, because we're going to need both of it. I got some strawberry and rhubarb jam here, and actually it was made last year, and it's about 1.5 cups, and just pour it over that uncooked pastry, and I'll just make sure that I got, yeah, I mean it could be anywhere from a cup to a cup and a half, and depending on what you want to put in there, you could, if you want to do fresh fruit, you can, and you can just toss, like chop it up real small, toss it in, you know, some flour and sugar. But I like doing it this way because everything, well, you'll see at the end how nice it turns out. But again, you use the preserve that you got. Now I'm going to roll out the other pastry, and then I'll show you what to do next. After you got that one, pretty much the same shape as the other one, or the same size, roll it up into your roller again, roll in your pan, and then put it over the top. So then just roll it over that top part and fix it around. You can even poke a little, like if you got some that's hung over the side, take it off and fit it into another place, because this dough is really forgiving, like pastry or dough, if you want to move it around. So now what we're going to do next, we're going to fix in the sides. That one is just hung over there a little small bit, but fold it in, and then we're going to pinch it. And the reason for pinching it is to keep the filling, whatever you got inside the two pieces of pastry. So you're just going to go around until it's all pinched in with your 4 fingers like that. So pretty much that's all you need to do there, looking something like this. And this is what I would call my lazy pie. But it is so delicious. You got your single slabs. You could take it, cut it up, let it cool, have it hot, serve it with ice cream. It doesn't matter how you do it. You will love it. Now what you're going to do is, before you do that, we're going to glaze over some milk over the top. And I'll show you that, but then you're going to preheat your oven to 375 degrees Fahrenheit, and you're going to bake it in there anywhere from 30 to 40 minutes, but I'm going to grab some milk there now, and I'm just going to glaze over the top. So what I mean by that is just brush some milk or cream, doesn't matter, over the top of the pastry, the uncooked pastry, and then all around the sides. And you might have a little bit of leakage, you know, if it's not pinched in a lot on the sides, but no worries, you got it in this pan with some parchment paper, so it's not going to go anywhere. And then poke some holes into the top to let it breathe, and that's it. So when mine is baked, I'll show you what it looks like. Our autumn slab pie is baked. Now what we're going to do is put it off to the side just for it to rest for about 5 minutes, and I'm going to make a icing glaze, a lemon icing glaze. It smells absolutely amazing in here, eh, Raymond?
Oh, you better believe it.
This is a crowd pleaser, this pie, and I'm going to tell you, you'll make this one often. This is 1 cup of the confectioner's sugar, and just toss it into a bowl or your measuring cup. Put about a teaspoonful of lemon or a little bit more, and I got about 4 teaspoonfuls of water. Now if you need a little bit more on the consistency, and that's just pretty much just until it becomes a little runny, not too runny, because we want for it to see that glaze. Now I'm going to pull in the pie and we'll put that over it. All you're going to do is take dollops of this icing and just glaze over the top. It doesn't matter if it's even, and you can leave a little bit for extra if you want to, but that's all you need to do with that. After you've put your glaze over, you could let it cool if you want to, or if you want to serve it hot, that's fine too. So pretty much what you're going to do now is cut this in slabs. and whatever size you want to cut it. I'm not going to say cut it 1.5 inches, 2 inches or whatever. You just use your, well, the size that you think that you and your company is going to enjoy. So I'm going to cut these first, and then we're going to go down in the middle. So I want it a little bit longer. I just don't want to give somebody a little taste. I want for them to have a slab, because that's what it's called.
Well, one good thing about it, if they have one piece and it's not enough, they can always have seconds.
They can always do the seconds, yeah.
Yeah.
Now, let's take some out. So now when you get it cut, this is what it's going to look like. Now, isn't that ever tasty? So adding the preserves already done, instead of the chunky fruit, you can do both. But this is the way I like making them. And even when this is when it's hot, and when it's gone to room temperature, this is what it looked like. A nice piece of that slab pie, and serve it with some fruit. Now I'm going to have a little taste. You're expecting company today. Can you see yourself whipping up one of these and getting ready to serve it to them? Just put it out on a nice little platter and let them take what they want. Now I'm going to have a little taste. The sweetness of the filling and the pastry is ever so flaky. And of course, I can sit and eat this all day long. And I know Raymond is over there
I'm
waiting for
drooling,
his
if that's a good word. I'm not
2 thumbs
yet.
up. I can't wait for you to make it. I'm going to finish this little taste, and we'll tell you how to get this recipe. I just couldn't resist that other little taste. Anyway, we're going to leave you the recipe in under this video. It's either see more or an arrow pointing down, and it's in the description bar. Or you can visit us on our website, www.bonitaskitchen.com. If you can't find it there, you can send me a message at bonitakitchen@gmail.com. We'd love to send it to you. And of course, you can visit us on our Facebook page. We post a lot of up-and-coming recipes and old recipes that's from years ago that sometimes it's hard to find. So you can also visit us there at Bonita's Kitchen. And that's it. This is as good as it gets. I can't wait for you to make this recipe for you and your family, or to take it to a nice staff potluck. So I'm not going to take any more of your time. Of course, we know it's precious, and we thank each and every one of you for stopping by and spending a little bit of it with us here today. On behalf of myself, Raymond, and our team, and from our kitchen to yours, you have a wonderful day. Hi, I'm Bonita from Bonita's Kitchen. If you're visiting Newfoundland and Labrador, don't forget to check out Brigus and the surrounding communities and towns.
Join us by the sea, a journey in culinary, always an open door. Bonita's Kitchen to yours. Kitchen